Intuitive thoughts for January 29th, 2026. I'm going to tell you exactly the things that happened in a dream, one of the dreams I had last night. And I'm going to tell you all the details. Now, this is a very detailed dream to me. The very detailed dreams usually mean that they're important. There's something you need to extrapolate from them. And that's where the intuitive thoughts come from. But here's the thing. It doesn't make sense in my life. I have nothing that is contributing to it. And I don't know what this one means. It could mean a lot of different things. And I'll tell you exactly what it is that I see. And then I will tell you what I think it might mean. And then you can tell me what you think it might mean, because this is helpful to you, especially to those of you who are always asking me, how do you interpret your dreams? Or I do remember my dreams. I'm very good at that. If I don't remember my dreams, there's usually an energetic reason. Keep in mind, I have to preface this with the fact that I'm exhausted. I am in a different time, 2 hours different than my normal time zone. I went to bed early last night, but I had been at a really long day. My allergies are hit when I come here because the dust gets to me. I'm swelling. I'm all swollen. My fingers are just so swollen. Everything's so swollen because I don't travel very well, and I'm sore. I'm tired. I shoveled 2 feet of snow the other day. My back hurts. I'm sleeping on a new mattress. My back hurts. All of these things affect me as a human. As an intuitive, I don't know where these pieces come in and out and how it affects me. So I'm putting all that out there so that you can know everything up front and you can learn. I want you to learn from this. That's the point of this. So one of the dreams that I had last night was that my daughter and her husband, her now husband, they were not married yet. And we had a bridal shower for them that was being thrown for them by their wedding party. And that they had been dictating what they wanted to have there. They've been telling everybody, I want this, I want this, I want this. And one of the things that they wanted was that it was these weird, they were almost like booths, but they had like video game centers in them, and that people could take turns going in and playing video games. And there were all these, the bridal party, it was the girls who wanted to throw the shower, but it ended up being a Jack and Jill shower because all these men were showing up. And it was supposed to be a girls' bridal shower. But it was because my son-in-law had invited all these men to show up to this thing. Now, mind you, my son-in-law is not like that. I have the best son-in-law ever. He is not that kind of person. He's not a gamer. My daughter's not a gamer. It's the last thing my daughter would ever want to play is video games. She's not a gamer. He's not a gamer. This was a very gamer-themed shower that she had been telling everybody that this is what they wanted. And I remember feeling like, what is going on? Like, where is this coming from? And it was against their personalities. It was very much against everything. And the other thing is that there was this new friend who had come into the picture who just seemed like a really bad influence. And they were all of a sudden made a member of the wedding party. And I was like, you don't even know this person, and you're listening to everything that this person is saying, and you're ignoring all of your oldest and dearest friends. What is going on? And that went badly. And then my daughter's oldest friend from high school, or school, not just high school, but they've been friends since kindergarten. She was one of the bridesmaids, and she showed up in her bridesmaid's gown, which wasn't her bridesmaid's gown. This actually looked like it was something from the 80s. It was pink. That's not what she wore. But I could even tell you exactly the style of the dress. It was a pink satin dress with was one on the shoulder, and there was a bow on the corner. And she wore that to this event, all excited to be a part of the thing, and she was being excluded. And when she got there, she was handed legal documents she was being sued for something. So that was part of it. And then my daughter, because she was being sued, my daughter turned her back on her oldest friend and said she didn't want to be a part of that. Now, again, my daughter's not like this. Her friend is like a very dear part of her world. even though the characters in this dream were specific people in my life, this is totally not who they are as people. This is not something that would ever happen. So that makes me wonder, like, is this mean somebody's daughter? It's somebody's daughter who is shallow, somebody's daughter who is easily manipulated, somebody's daughter who is going to turn her back on her oldest and dearest people. In this, my daughter actually at some point turned to me and said, "It's okay if you leave. I don't need you here. I don't want you to be here." To me, my daughter would never do that. We are very close. Again, I have to look at this from the perspective of, this isn't my kid. This isn't my situation. What is actually going on? The legal things that they were suing, and it in this dream, it was something to do with pizza. There had something that came in with pizza. That's random. I wasn't hungry, but it was pizza, and it was not a pizza that we have in Connecticut. It was like this weird thick crusted type pizza that had it was like a white topped pizza. Again, this might relate to the area that it's coming from. This might be symbolic of where this is actually going to happen. But it was a white pizza. It had a thick crust. It's not like the Greek pizza we get, not the thin Italian crust pizza that we get. It wasn't like a Pizza Hut kind of thing, or it was just something that was weird. It was more like a cafeteria style pizza than it was like high school pizza. But it was white topping and thick, and it had something, this lawsuit had something to do with that area where this pizza came from. It was like they sent the pizza along for me to see it so that I would know where it was from. And the venue is very big and bougie. It was outdoors. It had like a big, huge garden that went around the corner. It was like this big building, like this big house type thing. It was up on a hill, and there was this garden that kind of wrapped around, almost like a swirl around it, that led to where these weird booth things were set up. But yeah, like it was a very surreal kind of thing, because it wasn't my kids, wasn't their personality, but in my particular dream, that's how it presented. And also, my daughter ended up not being friends with her best friend anymore. Like, she told her that she didn't need to be in the wedding party anymore, that she didn't want to be associated with that legal drama. So I don't really know what this is going to mean. My guess is that there is something to do with wherever this pizza comes from. I'm not familiar with it. It's not Connecticut. But wherever they make this, I had to edit that out. My alarm went off. Wherever they make this pizza, I think that that's going to matter. And I also think that it's going to be a wedding situation. It's going to be what was about the girls is now incorporating guys in a weird way. I also think that personalities are going to come out that we didn't anticipate, that it's going to be like way bougier or snootier, or no longer the good people that you expected them to be. I think that old friends are going to be lost. I think that family's going to be turned their back on for the sake of the influence of new weird friends. I don't know. I'm curious what you guys think. And the fact that my daughter's already married, that kind of, I don't know if that makes a difference. That might have something to do with it, because she's already married. Like they got married a couple years ago now. So I don't know. You have to tell me what you think. Have fun with that one.